This is Lukadowski of WeAreChange.org, and I'm here with what some people are calling the real MVP of the Super Bowl. Now, Matt here, he one day just decided to walk into one of the biggest security operations that the U.S. government has ever had. There was millions and millions of dollars for security with bomb-sniffing dogs, snipers, assault teams, Black Hawk helicopters, F-16s, the DOD, the Pentagon, the FBI, the Jersey State Police were all involved. But they couldn't stop Matt from just walking in and then taking over the press conference. I'm actually here with Matt Mills, the individual right now
I
that
like this mic. It's cool.
Thank you. Matt here, who pretty much single-handedly just took down one of the biggest security operations that the U.S. government ever had. Can you tell us how in the world were you able just to walk into the Super Bowl?
It wasn't hard at all. I got past like 4 or 5 gates to get in, and I just used the same excuse every time. It wasn't hard. A lot of people could have done it, and it pretty much proves how lousy the security is at the stadium.
Was there ever a point where it got sketchy, where you thought like, oh man, I'm gonna get caught this time?
Every time I would come up to a gate, they would deny me at first, so that's sketchy. And I would just say, I'm in a rush, I got to go to work, and they would let me in. But one time, this guy came up to me, he says, you don't have the right press pass, you can't get here. And I said that everything's been taken care of. And I just walked away from him, and I just hoped he wasn't following me, and that was that. And I just never saw him again, I just walked away from him. So, I guess confidence is what it takes.
It definitely just takes just a little bit of confidence. But if you could tell the people out there, why did you do what you did? Because you walked right in there. Obviously security wasn't doing their job at all. What was your? Did you have a plan going ahead of this? Like, what was going through your head?
I went to the Super Bowl to go interview people outside for a video I'm making about the last 2 Super Bowl halftime show performances and the Illuminati symbolism in them. So that's what I was actually going to the Super Bowl for. But when I got there, I tried to get in, and I got in, and I got further and further. So it just all happened spontaneously. And then as far as the press conference, I was planning to go run down on the field at the end of the game and grab one of the microphones on the ESPN camera. But then I was walking around, I saw this ESPN or this press room. So I went in there. It was like the third quarter, and there was nobody in there yet, but I knew it was the press room after the game. So I just stayed in there playing on my phone, hoping nobody would like in a corner for like an hour and a half, and just nobody said anything. And then that guy came out, and I happened to be right there, and I just decided I wasn't gonna do that. I was gonna ask a question about 9/11. I was like, all right, I'm gonna be the first one to ask. I'm gonna be right here. Everyone's gonna want to ask right now. I'm gonna be the first one. But then I decided I would probably try to just blow up the spot a little bit.
Yeah. And what made you say the things that you say? What made you say investigate 9/11?
Well, I think everyone should investigate 9/11 because we weren't told the truth about 9/11. There was a cover-up of some sorts. How deep it was, nobody really knows, but we were lied to. The investigation was compromised, or they weren't allowed to investigate it for hundreds of days and this and that. So we weren't told the truth about 9/11. I've been into 9/11 truth for 5-6 years now, and it's a big part of my life. It's actually arguably probably the biggest moment in my life, coming to the realization of 9/11. It's single-handedly the most important things that's ever happened to me is 9/11.
Now, there's people out there who are saying that your stunt, people are calling it, the thing you did is kind of detrimental to the movement, and it's kind of hurting the movement. What would you say to those people who are saying that it's detrimental?
I haven't heard too many people say that. It's been mostly positive feedback, but I don't think it would be detrimental because look at how many people are talking about 9/11 truth today.
Yeah.
And the mainstream media doesn't ever talk about anything real. And to sneak a real question in at a time when there's hundreds of millions of people watching around the world could not be detrimental to the community.
Yeah. And then investigate 9/11 was trending all over the U.S.
Exactly.
On Twitter, and it definitely got the message across. It definitely got a lot of controversy out there. But can you tell us what happened afterwards? Because we know that you were also filming. We also saw you post a video online through your cell phone. Did you do that? Did you post that video when you were there?
I left my house. I left this house right here like 6 something in the morning because I just wanted to get down there early. So I got down to Sea Caucus. They wouldn't let anybody go any further than C caucus if you didn't have a ticket. So I found an employee bus and I walked onto the employee bus. I just walked on. I didn't even, you know what I mean? And wait, what was the question? What did you say?
Like, what was just going in there? Like, what happened?
Once I got off, I walked off, and a bunch of people came up to me, grabbed me by the shirt. They opened my jacket. They said, "Where's your press credentials?" I gave them the one that I had on. They said, "This isn't the correct press credential." They said, "How'd you get in here? Where's your credential?" I said, "I don't have one." "How'd you get in here?" "I just walked in." And then they said, "Who let you in?" I said, the guys out there, they let me in.
Did they put you in a detention facility?
No, the guy walked me out. He's like, "You're out of here. We're kicking you out of the facility. We're getting you on a train right now." So he goes on a train, and then I mentioned 9/11 truth to him, kind of like an idiot. So just kind of opening up with the guy, like, because he didn't really know. He was like over there.
Yeah.
He's like, "What the fuck happened?" And so I was like, "You really want to know?" It was about 9/11 truth, and I think that kind of annoyed him because then he dropped me off, and then 10 seconds later he came back and he changed his mind. He's like, "Nope," and something switched in his mind where he was like, something switched, and then he took me to the little precinct that they have at the MetLife Stadium, and I was in cuffs and I was interrogated for hours, pretty hardcore-ish. I was interrogated as a left-wing terrorist would be interrogated, like extremely dangerous a person.
Yeah. And can you tell us more about the interrogations? Who was interrogating you? What kind of techniques were they using against you?
Well, they were using common techniques. They look like two FBI type people. I don't want to say anything bad about them. I do have respect for these two individuals. They're older, senior. They had like these thick New York accent type of dudes, and they were just really, really grilling me over and over again. They took my phone. They looked at every video. They want to look at my what was going on in my text, what's going on in my phone, and yeah, they just
How
were
long
totally
was the interrogation for?
outside in the hallway, probably like 40 minutes, and then I was locked in the jail cell thing for probably close to an hour and a half or 2 hours. I was locked up for pretty much as long as they could lock me up for because the stadium was shutting down. I don't think they can keep people there overnight, so they pretty much kept me there as long as they possibly could.
And then they charged you with criminal trespassing.
Criminal trespassing, yeah.
Criminal trespassing. And what happened to the video footage that you had?
They deleted it.
I have
amazing. No, it was one of the two older FBI guys, or I don't know who it was. It could have been anybody. I had amazing footage, like really awesome footage. I was interviewing people all game about what I came there originally to do. I didn't expect to even ever be in the Super Bowl. So I was fulfilling my plan that I even went down to the Meadowlands for, which is ask people about the Illuminati in the last two Super Bowls, and yeah.
So you got in. Where people pay thousands of dollars.
That's the coolest part. Yeah. Like when I got in, like I have one more gate to go. You could see in that video you saw, that's 3 gates in. So there I have one more to go. And when I got in there and I saw like the green field, I was like, I can't believe I'm actually here. It was really weird, actually.
Can you tell us, is there any other message you want to leave the people who are paying attention to this situation with?
Do I have any other message? Just try to find truth in life and be a nice person.
Matt, thank you so much for everything.
No problem, man.
Brother, really appreciate it.
This guy, I interned with this dude for 2 weeks. He brought me to the Republican and Democratic National Conventions, which was an amazing experience. It's the first real journalistic experience I ever had, and that actually set me off on the path I am at right now.
Matt actually interned with us, a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Now, we haven't been in contact ever since.
Not really, no.
And then I wake up this morning, hungover from my last video, which you could also see, and I just was shocked with what happened. Incredible story of how this whole security system is flawed. It's all meant to cause fear. And it doesn't really work, as demonstrated by Matt Mills. Matt, thank you so much. Best of luck with everything in the near future.